Hello everyone, DonTheCrown here, and we just got a brand new video from Torchlight Infinite about the new hero that's coming out, and I figured just watch it together here real quick, and we're going to talk about some things that we've noticed in the video and that we kind of maybe know from some other sources as well, and some ideas of what the character is going to be all about. Subtitles off here. Lich King reference. That's one thing I want to mention here is this is hands down an OG like Arthas Lich King reference. That was really cool. She's got ice, she's got fire, and lightning.
The world is steeped in filth. Only the
And for some reason, Carino 3 is here.
Can cut through it like mercury, leaving no stain untouched.
Boom. There we go. Now, it doesn't say in the video here specifically, but the title of the video is Unsullied Blade, Rosa Hero Trait Reveal. So this is Rosa 2. Now, the stuff I want to talk about right off the bat, I kind of mentioned in the video, but as we can tell, she definitely has like an affinity for, I think, all three elements here. You can see that, you know, she starts killing stuff with ice pretty early on. She's like freezing enemies, and then she's using fire as well, and then lightning. And this like final like little scene here, she does like a fire wall and a lightning wall, which looks pretty sick. Maybe this is like a new skill or something. That would be pretty great. But yeah, like it seems like definitely gonna be elemental, which really sucks because I was really hoping to use my erosion pets again this season. But you know, it could be pretty cool here. Another thing I wanted to point out is that she does this like push AoE circle thing. And since this is Rosa 1's ability is kind of like a circle domain around her where she vacuums enemies in. So maybe Rosa 2's thing is to push enemies away or something, which would be kind of cool. It's probably just another character that has an AoE kind of effect to their hero trait. And then whether or not their hero trait maybe have something to do with like switching elements or something, you know, we don't really know. They don't really give us a lot of information typically in these videos. These are just like to look cool and kind of stuff. But we do have a little bit extra information this time because it was also posted on a Chinese website here as well. You know, the game, Torchlight is a Chinese game. So they also post on the Tap game stuff here. We translate this to English. This was on the 2025 Tap Game Conference. We do get a little bit of text here. So the mithril baptism washed away all of Rosa's unclean thoughts. And then from then on, she could use mithril as a medium and freely use magic to construct a combat system. And so like maybe she's like a mithril knight or something, like magical metal type of thing. And from what I'm getting from Twitch chat and from the Discord, that this is translated to maybe mana instead of magic, but seems like she could be some sort of like spell blade type of character where you're getting like spell damage affecting your attack damage, or maybe like some sort of mana stacking, which is kind of interesting because Rosa herself, Rosa 1, kind of started to pop off with some interesting builds last season that revolved around mana stacking. So this Rosa 1 character here, for example, has 29,000 mana and almost 100% damage taken to mana first, and is able to recuperate their full mana, you know, every time that mana source pops off. So it restores 101% of max mana within 2 seconds. And because they are taking source, Now, Panacea here gives you 100% restoration effect, so they're getting 200% of their life from this. They're using stuff like Archmage's Hands, which makes so you have additional max mana, like over 100%. Does increase your cost quite a bit, but when you have thousands of mana, it doesn't really matter. And you get additional spell damage for every max mana owned, so like 150% damage here, which is pretty crazy. More damage taken from mana before life, which is good. The Phantom thing here, for every 9% life that's sealed while at full mana, you get +1 skill level. So it's like, 11 ranks to your skill. And apparently full mana is like, even if you have a little bit of reserved as well. So yeah, this is really interesting to kind of see what they're doing with this. A whole bunch of different things here, like that are mana adjacent, more mana per intelligence, and just like a lot of stuff going on here. Using Moonstrike here, which Moonstrike does scale, I think, with both weapon bonuses and spell damage bonuses. And its damage increased additionally based on max mana. So we could potentially see Moonstrike being like very, very popular skill for Rosa too. I'm not sure how much the damage is increased here. It's not actually showing me. Oh, there it goes. +1 additional damage for the skill for every 100 max mana up to 70%. So you get a lot of mana, you get a lot of damage here. So we could potentially see like a Moonstrike focused type of character. Although I don't think that this has like any elemental connotations to it. So maybe they're going to be adding some new elemental type skills that are similar to Moonstrike. This guy was using burst activation. I'm sure there's other stuff you could use this with as well. And then other Rosa builds that were popping off as well were like spellcasters that were using the same setup and kind of like doing mana stacking as well. This is NA, so like you might see different stuff depending on what server you're on. But yeah, Rosa being like a mana stacker, I definitely think is something that could potentially be a big thing here. And I think it's gonna be pretty cool. I'm pretty excited for the new character. I didn't actually play Rosa the first time around when she came out, because it's like the very first season that I actually played the game, like as a league start, was Nightmare season, and that's when Rosa 1 came out, and I didn't play it. And I didn't really think that Rosa was really all that great for a long time, because Rosa 1's like very defense focused and didn't really have a lot of damage. And so it kind of made it difficult for you to kind of like push forward through some of the content when Rosa 1's so focused on being a super tank. And so it'd be kind of interesting if they don't make Rosa 2 a kind of super tank focused character. That would be nice for sure. Like all of her stuff is like, for the most part, about doing, more tanky kind of stuff. And they only recently added the ability for you to have some additional damage from hero traits. But we'll have to see kind of like what comes down the path. I'm pretty excited about this. It's always just a great time with Torchlight. Like last couple seasons have been really incredible to grind and stuff. But let me know what you think in the comments down below. You're gonna be playing Rosa 2. You're gonna be playing something else. Let me know. See you in Torchlight.